Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the YouTube channel. And today we're back with another movie review, DC film week, you could say. Um, with the Batman drops on Friday, I'm watching it Friday evening. So hyped for Robert Pattinson to be stepping into the role of Bruce Wayne and Batman. But I recently checked out the first of Christian Bale's trilogy, arguably the best Batman in many ways, Ben Affleck is better than Kristen Bale, but that's a discussion for another day. But he's got probably one of the most perfect trilogies of all time in regards to consistency, villains, just how he plays Bruce and Batman, the side characters, the story, and just everything that goes with it. To have Morgan Freeman, Gary Oldman, and the rest of this incredible cast is just truly amazing. But before we go into that, be sure to hit the subscribe button, like the video if you enjoy, comment anything else you want to see from the channel. And of course, spoilers ahead if you have never checked this out. Enjoy. So, I obviously mentioned some amazing names going into this. Obviously, Michael Caine coming in as Alfred as well, to accompany um, Christian Bale through this trilogy. Though, I mean, this is the first one. And I think, my go-to Batman film from the trilogy, or any Batman film, is The Dark Knight Rises, because it is simply the best film. And, because it has everything about it, and you'll see that review when it drops. But this film, it's never my go-to for some reason. But when I watched it the other day, this is arguably one of the greatest superhero films, period. To the day I die, MCU will be the greatest thing that's ever happened. But I think Batman being my favorite superhero, I look at this film and think, they nailed it on the head with Scarecrow. Ra's al Ghul was fantastic. The involvement of the League of Shadows, how Batman didn't actually appear in the film until I think that hour in, which I think is crazy because this truly gave us a true origin story. He's in a prison at the start as Bruce Wayne. He meets Ra's al Ghul in a cell. He goes to meet Ra's al Ghul. He trains with him. He becomes a League of Shadows member if he does this task. And he rebels against it because of the threats they're making on Gotham. He becomes the Batman because of what Ra's al Ghul wants to do to Gotham. It's crazy how they make, and this is what makes Christian Bale such a good actor for the role of this. He put on such a good voice. The choreography in his fight scenes are brilliant. I think when you see him as Bruce, he is so believable. This is where my argument will always be. He looks incredible as Batman. I have no disputes about that. But when I look at Affleck, Affleck is just the perfect Batman. But I love the suits. I love his relationship with Fox in this film. I love how he's always trying to help Gordon. I'm not a huge fan of Rachel. She gets her justice in the second one. And I watched this film and thinking this is perfection at its finest. The train fight at the end, the tumbler with Gordon in. I loved Scarecrow's role in this, how he brought fear. Christopher Nolan just went, you know what? I'm not even going to use a huge villain in this film. Screw the Joker, screw Bane, screw blah, 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 blah. This film, I'm going to use Ra's al Ghul as Liam Neeson. It was done to perfection. I loved the fight scenes. The scene where they start building the Batcave. All the visits to Fox, how he says he's doing spelunking and cave diving. I was saying the same thing. How they rebuilt, how they were building the costume and the cape. just everything about it. I just think I love this relationship with Alfred. The quote, "Why do we fall? So we have the strength to get ourselves up." I can't even remember the exact quote. It's just you watch this film and you believe you've been watching these two guys, Alfred and Batman, on screen for years. The relationship, the connectivity of them, and you see that build over the trilogy. I absolutely adore this film more than I've ever adored it in my life. I'm a huge Batman Arkham, Asylum City and Night fan, and I just to get a Batman film right always makes me so truly happy. And seeing this for the millionth time truly makes me say it is a perfect 10 out of 10. I wasn't bored any moments. I loved the flow. Nolan did a phenomenal job. One of the best directors you'll ever see. It was written well. They had two solid villains, and they teased the Joker at the end. And I just think they did a phenomenal job. If you've never checked out Batman Begins, go check it out for yourself. It's got a stellar cast led by Kristen Bale, and you could see why. I think the thing is, people say Kristen Bale's the best Batman because of how well the trilogy is, and I'm not saying the trilogy is good, regardless, I think, of who you have in that role, because of the villains and the story, how they did it. Kristen Bale was a bonus, hence why he will no longer be my main Batman. I truly believe Robert Pattinson's going to take over that on Friday, but you'll find out very soon because I'm going to be ranking my Batmans coming soon and the Batman movies. Stay tuned for my review on Batman: The Dark Knight. It's arguably my least favorite in the trilogy. People say it's a masterpiece. I do not understand in the slightest. Overhype creates overhype, It's just but yeah, that's my thoughts on the Batman Begins film. A terrific film, and you definitely need to check it out for yourself. It's been out 17 years. So yeah, be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button so you don't miss my Batman review, or Batman Dark Knight, or Batman Dark Knight Rises, as well as the original films and the Adam West series, which will come to the channel very soon. Just stay tuned for that. Thanks so much as always, and of course, see you in the next one. Goodbye.